Good morning. Welcome to Member Focus Monday. I'm Christina Schaefer, Director of Social Media for HAR. And we are joined this morning by Kenneth Allen. Kenneth is the Director of Parks and Recreation for the City of Houston. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning. Hello, everyone.
Thank you so much for taking some time to be here with us today. I know you had a very busy weekend, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. But before we get into all the things that you do, if you could just, and what happened this weekend, if you could just tell us a little bit about who you are and your role with the City of Houston.
Sure. Well, thank you. Of course, I'm Kenneth Allen. I'm the interim director of the Houston Parks and Recreation Department, and I've been in this role since December 2020. The mayor has actually entrusted me to serve the public and oversee the management of parks, green space, trails, facilities, and recreation programming. I'm a native Houstonian. I grew up in Houston, frequenting parks all over the city. I graduated from Madison High School, also graduated from Indiana University in the field of parks and recreation. And I've actually been in this field for over 34 years. And it's been a real joy and a pleasure to just be a public servant and help citizens recreate in multiple different levels.
Mm-hmm.
During this time, throughout my career, especially here in Houston, I've worked at all levels of the departmental chain of command, and I'm honored to work alongside everyone um, throughout Houston to just make a difference in communities and help citizens recreate and relax.
Wonderful. Thank you. And thank you for sharing that. We always love to hear when there's a native Houstonian serving in our area because obviously you grew up here, you know the challenges, you know the area. So that's always wonderful to hear. So again, you're the interim director of the Houston Parks and Recreation Department. Can you tell us just a little bit about the department? What are your goals and what do you do?
Well, sure. It's interesting when you've been a participant, a parent, and now an administrator or the leader of the department. I've seen all facets
Mm-hmm.
of Houston and the Parks Department. We're the fourth largest city in the U.S., and our system is massive and it covers multiple layers. We basically strive to enhance the quality of urban life by providing well-maintained parks and offering affordable programming for the community. Our pursuit as a system, as a park system, is to have equity, balance, and provide engaging recreational programming for people of all abilities, ages, and socioeconomic levels. We currently have a major push for park quality and equity. We want to channel our resources not just toward the signature parks throughout the city, but in neighborhood parks and pocket parks as well. With a system that has over 380 parks throughout the city, it takes a ton of teamwork, support, and partners to actually help us manage and maintain all of our inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so
Yeah.
our goal is really just to provide services that are equitable, that are affordable, and that are accessible.
Wonderful. So, what areas do you serve, and what amenities are offered around Houston?
You know, Again, Houston is huge. Where do you hear about some of the inventory that we actually do have? Currently we manage over 380 parks.
Oh.
167 green spaces, totaling over 39,501 acres. That's a lot of land.
Mm-hmm.
We have a wide variety of amenities, including 60 community centers, 37 aquatic centers, a ton of playgrounds, splash pads. We have fitness stations throughout the city. We actually have 7 golf courses that are city owned. We actually manage and operate 2. That's Memorial and Sharpstown. We have over 167 ball fields, and we have a very special place called the Metropolitan Multi-Service Center. It has an indoor aquatic center, and then we can't forget about our dog parks, our skate parks. We have esplanades across the city,
Mm-hmm.
nature areas, and we have a few urban forests as well. So that's just a few. I'm sure I'm leaving out a couple, but off the top of my head, that's probably seemed like enough in itself. But
Yes, actually, when you sent over that slide and it said almost 40,000 acres of land, I couldn't believe it. That's hard to imagine. So yes, it's a lot of inventory. So obviously over the last year, a year and a half really, there's been an emphasis on social distancing, and this has definitely affected real estate and the homes and areas that people are looking to buy a home. It's definitely affected that as well. But I'm curious how that's impacted the Parks Department.
It's been a very tough year, and there's been some apprehension about getting outside and going places. But in parks, we've experienced a huge surge in use,
Mm.
especially our outdoor spaces. They're places where citizens feel safe and they can socially distance themselves at the same time.
Hmm.
So our parks, outdoor wise and outdoor space, never actually closed. We continue to have increases in use. We've had to pay. Excuse me, sorry
Hmm.
about that.
You're okay.
We've had to actually phase in several outdoor facilities. And in terms of indoor facilities, we're still not at 100% yet.
Hmm.
We're phasing those in terms of indoor and programming. We continue to just look at the data that's presented by CDC and our industry leaders. We have an organization called the National Recreation and Parks Association that kind of use basically national guidelines and benchmark from other parks and recreation departments across the city. And they have some excellent guide tools as it relates to COVID. At the height of the pandemic, we limited recreational activities to no activity or low contact sports.
Mm.
We suspended permitting. We modified our meals program, our core summer enrichment and after school programs, and we also reassigned staff to help combat COVID by assigning them to call lines and distribution centers for food. We've basically turned community centers into refuge and places where people can come and actually get some assistance. So that was pretty unique. And then as numbers decrease and the vaccine become more available, we will gradually open all of our facilities. As soon as things get back to normal, we hoping by fall we'll have 100% participation in terms of all of our facilities and programs actually being open.
Mm.
Also during COVID, we found out, or we're finding out, the benefits of park could not be more evident than now, as citizens flock to parks, just for a sense of peace, stress relief, and fun.
Hmm.
Um, People need an outlet, and it's just awesome to be able to see people smiling again, getting out, exercising, and just relaxing and de-stressing.
Absolutely. I actually have two parks that are within walking distance of my home, and those were definitely an outlet for us, especially with
Yeah.
a young child when we were under pretty extreme lockdown there for a while. So, thank you
Yeah.
for sharing that. Brenda did just make a mention. Is there the possibility of opening more community centers in the near future? Is that something that's on the to do list?
Absolutely. We currently have 20 open for summer programming. We have, of course, I mentioned 60. Um, you know, with the pandemic and staffing resources being very limited,
Hmm.
as we hire, the mayor graciously afforded me the opportunity to hire over 57 rec assistants to help out in our community centers.
Hmm.
But it's really been a struggle hiring right now. Of those 57 positions, we got a pool of candidates of only 7. So if you guys know anybody that need a job and that like working with kids, please go to our website and have them apply. We have the same struggle with lifeguards. There's a nationwide shortage in lifeguards. We have 10 pools open this summer, as
Mm.
opposed to 37. So as we hire additional staff, we will open additional facilities and programs. But right now, we're looking at 20, as I mentioned.
Hmm.
By fall, I hope to have everything open. we're just, we have to be diligent about recruiting and hiring, and that's what we're doing as we speak right now.
Very good. So you've mentioned some of the attractions, but what have been, especially over this last year and a half, what are some of your most popular attractions?
Oh yes, everything. Everybody loves parks.
Yeah.
So, but of course, when you think about the zoo, the Houston Zoo, Herman Park, Memorial Park, Buffalo Bayou Parks, just from their size and their variety and recreational experience, they're our most attended venues.
Hmm.
But we have some wonderful opportunities. And if you look at our hiking bike trails, over 150 miles of trails along Houston's bayous. We got some major help from partners that actually turn bayous into linear parks and wonderful places to just recreate and relax. Um, One of our great featured parks is Lake Houston Wilderness Park. It's 30 miles north of downtown, and it's flushed with over 5,000 acres of natural area, nature area. In terms of opportunities, you have camping, hiking, bike trails. We have a nature center there, some kayaking, fishing, and it's really an opportunity for people to get away from and escape from urban life and really get in touch with nature. We have a permitting system where we permit our parks for open space and athletic fields, very, very popular, in high demand, all of our fields from permitting. And when you think about events and sports competitions,
Mhm.
that's very popular throughout the city. And I'm so happy that we're we're opening up and allowing people to really take advantage of these amenities. One special place I would like to mention that get a lot of attention is our Metropolitan Multi-Service Center, where
Mm.
we offer a variety of adaptive recreational programs and opportunities for people with disabilities. And of course, I cannot forget our neighborhood parks across Houston. It's where many of our community centers and pools reside. These are special places where citizens can actually walk to the park and enjoy, parks just blocks from their homes. An opportunity for them to relax and have fun without having to travel across town. And in neighborhood parks, they're actually a major focus of our mayor and the Houston Parks and Recreation Department. As we move toward equity and inclusion within our park system, focusing on neighborhood parks that allow us to reach beyond um, specific areas and target neighborhoods all over the city. So again, we have 380 parks. We have um, over I believe it's 187 neighborhood parks
Mm.
that we can reach people with. So those are just a few of the major attractions. There are many more, many more. Um, we have the one that I have to mention again is Lee and Joe Jamel Skate Park. Um, we've set record-breaking numbers in attendance over the last year. We allow individuals to skate young at heart. I'm not going to say old, but young at heart. It's the actually the largest skate park in the state of Texas.
That's amazing.
There we host many events. We've had professional skaters come out, concerts. It's just a unique place.
Wonderful. And I would encourage anyone who's watching, we actually shared the link to the park's website in the comments. Go take a look at it, especially again, you're helping those clients and customers. They want to be near some of these amazing amenities. So it's really good for you to just know what they have available, know where those community centers are, know what amenities are around for your clients and customers. So take a look at their website. Now, over the weekend, your department held the inaugural Love Our Parks Fest. How is the event, and what is the goal of the Love Our Parks initiative?
Oh, we had so much fun this weekend. It took months of kind of organizing and planning for the event and improvements to the park itself. But it was amazing. Neighborhood residents actually enjoyed just a day of fun with H Park and several other city departments. We basically celebrated the extensive improvements at Zuri Malone Park.
Hmm.
It felt like a huge family picnic. Residents just had the opportunity to meet, greet, eat, dance, play games with the mayor and the chief of police and other department directors and their neighbors. It really gave a sense of community to a neighborhood that needed support and needed a little bit of love.
Mm.
And the idea behind Love Our Park, the mayor's Love Our Park Complete Communities Initiative, it was launched by the mayor just to help with equity
Hmm.
throughout our park system and bridge the gap for some of our parks and underserved communities. So all the teamwork that was displayed internally and externally um, to make this event happen and pull off this innovation was truly amazing. And it made me proud to sit not only in this chair, but to work for an organization that's reaching out and caring for people no matter where they live.
That's wonderful. You actually shared some before and after pictures with us. I don't know if you want to kind of walk us through these, but these are some of the before pictures of Malone Park that we have.
Yes. Before, as you can see, I mean, we had a playground structure and a swing set. Not much at this location. This land is under an acre. Everything was basically old. If you
Mm-hmm.
look at the landscaping, not very attractive. We had trees that needed some attention. We had a pavilion that the roof was just in very not very good condition, and the surface
Mm-hmm.
was not too attractive.
Mm-hmm.
You could see graffiti on some of
Mm-hmm.
the trash containers, and it was just very limited. And if you look in the background, there's overgrown trees, a fencing system that was kind of warped and outdated. Um, those are all before pictures, and you look at it now and today, it looked like a totally different park.
Yeah.
From signage to trees that were planted. You can see all the sod and the turf laid throughout the park, concrete work, benches.
Mm.
There's a pergola. We actually put a new roof on the pavilion so that when it rains, it won't leak through.
Mm.
And then we resurfaced the basketball court, um, and then have a retention wall that was built as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, Install additional picnic tables and barbecue pits and trash containers. So this park took on a metamorphosis and very transcending for this community, and people were very happy with the end result.
Yeah, that's wonderful. It looks amazing, and I'm sure it looks even more beautiful in person. So, congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
On that. So, are there other park upgrades taking place around the city?
Oh, absolutely. I'll start with the Mayor's Love Our Park Complete Communities Initiative, along with Malone Park, our park, Henderson Park, Woodruff, and Delsea parks will all undertake this kind of transformation. Our park is scheduled in August, and then every month thereafter, we hope to complete a different park under the mayor's initiative.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're very excited, and we have a ton of other projects. One that I have to mention is A-Leaf Park.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a $50 million project, and it's a one-stop shopping for recreation and human development in terms of health and wellness and education. The health department, libraries, and parks department, we're all partnering to coexist in the same facility.
Mm.
So this is very unique. We think it's a model that could be used across the nation, as we will offer services to that surrounding community from 3 city departments. It'll be like going to Walmart, where you can, one-stop shop, so to speak. But this this project we're looking to complete in 23, spring 23. Multiple departments, a lot of effort. It's going to be a really special project. And then, of course, we have Herman Park and the renovations that have been going on there and that continue to take place. Um, I do have to mention, of course, the Kinder Foundation
Mm-hmm.
and the Conservancy for all of their hard work. The park, if you hadn't had a chance to visit Memorial Park, I would encourage our viewers and everybody just to stop by and just see the great work that's happening there. You'll be amazed at what's going on with the land bridge coming in over Memorial Park Drive, the Eastern Glades. We have ball fields that were renovated, the trail system, and I can go on and on. Several other projects in the pipeline that we're working on in terms of design, scope of work, and then construction. Many projects throughout the city.
Wow, wonderful. You guys are very busy. Speaking of a one stop shop, Lisa was asking, is there a central calendar for events at the parks? And then she had a second question here. Also, do residents need a permit to hold private events or birthday parties?
Yes, there is a central calendar. If you would go to our website, houstonparks.org, we have most of our major events listed, but we have a registration system that's called ActiveNet. You can set up a profile, and then you can see just about every event that we're having in our park system. If you want to have a private event, yes, you do have to get a permit. You just have to go on our website, click on permits and reservations, and it'll walk you through all the steps that are necessary based on the type of event and based on the activities that you would offer during the event. We have some very unique spaces and opportunities. I'm just so happy everything is opening up from a permitting standpoint to allow citizens to utilize our parks.
Wonderful. And that might even be a good opportunity, Lisa, for realtors such as yourself to maybe host some sort of event or educational event, community event, something like that in one of the parks. So excellent.
Yeah.
Kareem had a question about security. Will park be watched by security since there are a lot of kids there? So I guess it probably depends on the park here.
No, typically you look at our inventory and our acreage. It's impossible for us to be at every place all the time, but we do have a security division, the urban park rangers. You know, they basically have a typical routine of opening parks, turning on lights, responding to calls. We have a dispatch line that people can call when they see things. And of course, if there's something that's really inappropriate or against the law, we encourage people to just really call HPD. They're really the caretakers and law enforcement officers. Some parks we get to more than others because of the amount of activity and crowd control and things like that. But typically for events, major events, we'll have coverage with a park ranger there or HPD.
And we try to remind our members, because you are out in the community, you really are eyes in the community. So, if you see something that looks suspicious, then definitely report that as well. Demetria also had a question, which is a great question. Can a property owner donate their lot to the city so it can be converted to a park?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We've had that happen on several occasions. What we'll do is we'll take a look at it and look at our inventory and surrounding parks to see if it's beneficial to the park system. And it's something that our legal department will take a look at, and then we'll decide whether or not it's beneficial for the city to acquire land, whether it's donation or bought. There's a process that we go through.
Wonderful. Is there a way that she can reach out to you so that she can get more information?
Yes. She can email me at kenneth.allen@houstontx.gov, or she can just call me.
Okay.
Everything is listed on the website.
Wonderful. And we'll also put that in the comments for everyone as well. So, Kenneth, you've shared a lot of information that I'm sure many of us didn't know, just how massive the Parks Department is. Are there any other programs or initiatives that you would like our audience to know about?
Certainly. A lot of people don't know about a few things that we have to offer that I want to just briefly tell you about. We have 7 disc golf courses throughout Houston. It's similar to golf, but you use a frisbee. The disc golf community wouldn't appreciate me saying frisbee, but I'm just using that as an example. But they're actually disc golf, and you fly them through the air as if you're as if you're playing frisbee, but you have to hit a basket in order to complete, a hole. And typically there's 18 holes at each park location. If you guys hadn't had a chance to go by the Houston Botanic Gardens, please do so. During the storm, a lot of landscaping and trees and plants were thought to be destroyed, but this place has bloomed and has recovered, and it's beautiful. An opportunity to walk through that entire venue, which used to be Glenbrook Golf Course. It's very tranquil, it's very relaxing, it's very peaceful. So I would encourage you guys to visit there. And then our summer enrichment and after school enrichment programs they're core programs for the city of Houston in terms of serving youth. We typically offer youth an opportunity to engage in multiple recreational experiences, and we mentor with them. And we've partnered with the Houston Police Department with their PAL division, the Police Activities League, where they actually have officers come out to community centers, to parks, and engage with children, to mentor to them and to offer a sports opportunity, just to get them engaged in physical activity. So we're excited about that opportunity, because when you combine law enforcement, community, parks and recreation, it's just a unique arrangement that make communities feel safe. And of course, our meals program, all of our adult sports leagues across the city. And then if you hadn't had a chance to frequent Memorial Golf Course or Sharpstown golf courses, please do so if you're a golfer. Memorial Park took on a $35 million renovation last year in preparation for the PGA Tour, which has really transformed that course. And at Sharpstown, we renovated the greens a few years ago. That's playing nice and get a lot of play as well. For additional information on all of our facilities and programs, viewers can go to HoustonParks.org. It'll give you a complete list of what we do and where we're doing it.
Wonderful. And also, if you know somebody looking for a job, send them to that website as well, so that we can open more community centers.
Yes, and pools.
And pools, yes, very good. Well, Kenneth, again, thank you so much for your time this morning. This has been very informational, and I know that our members will appreciate it. So we thank you.
You're so welcome, and thank you for having me. You guys have a pleasant day, and I appreciate you guys.
That's it for this Member Focus Monday. Next Monday, we will be back with HR contracts instructor and past chair of the board, Rob Cook. He's going to tell you all about contract mistakes that you didn't know you were making. So be sure to mark your calendars for next Monday at 9 a.m. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.